Rich Risto here. I am in Dinosaur Park in the Shinbei district of Changzhou, which is northern Changzhou. Um, Basically, I am on a rooftop dining area next to a Pizza Hut and other rooftop dining areas. Now, if you see in the distance there, that is the gate to the Dinosaur Park amusement park, which is one of the only or one of the few tourist attractions in this Chinese city that I've lived in for 7 years. Now, this right here is leftover Spring Festival decorations. I may have posted in a prior video how there are still Spring Festival decorations in the retail and dining area outside of Dinosaur Park. It's slowly getting taken down. That those decorations don't go up in a day and they don't come down in a day. But today, I want to open some Magic the Gathering cards. Now, I made a prior video where I cracked 5, as you can see here. Now, I'm going to open the remaining 5 and see what I get. Now, as I said in the earlier video, I bought this fat pack in Nanjing. Now, the uncommons, I'm told, in this set are pretty good. There's a chupacabra that destroys other creatures when it enters the battlefield. That's the one I'm looking for the most. Disappointing in the prior 5, I pulled no mythics, which maybe that's karma because the last fat pack I opened, which was Kaldheim, I pulled 3, and 1 was the most expensive card in the set. Now, I got to be careful because I have a water hazard here, which may freak some MTG people out. Okay, so as with any Magic the Gathering pack cracking I do, I'm largely going to skip the commons. So, and look, all right. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. That's valuable. Return dinosaur card from your graveyard to your hand if you sack it. Okay, decent. But the sacrifice part in a dino deck, otherwise it's ramp, possibly for commander or otherwise. Alright, split land. Woo. Arterial flow. Each opponent discards 2 cards. If you control vampire, okay, that's cool. Vampire deck, probably. Okay. I have not a mythic, but it's a rare Direfleet Daredevil. First strike, when it enters the battlefield, exile target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard. You may cast that card this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast that spell. If that card would be put into a graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Okay. Decent, playable. I do have a pirate deck that I have been thinking about modifying into a commander deck. Okay, and we have a foil uncommon. When Riverrise Augur enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Decent. And then land in token. Alright. Pack number 2. No uncommon chupacabra so far. And no mythics. Let's see what this has to offer. Alright, Fanatical Firebrand. Well, at least he has haste. But that's a common, so I largely don't care. Okay. It's a city blessing card, which means it's not city blessing isn't really useful outside of decks that are solely like from this set. Forerunner of the Legion. Enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a vampire, reveal it, then shuffle your library. Whenever another okay, this is good. Fuel for the vampire deck that I have never made, that have always have been tempted to. Okay, we have a flying dinosaur that makes other dinosaurs fly. I've never made a dinosaur deck. I think I have plenty of dinosaur cards. We'll see. Okay. Not a mythic. It's an instant with raid. If you attack with a creature this turn, you may pay 1 blue mana rather than pay the spell's cost, counter target spell. That could be useful in a commander deck or just useful in general. Okay. And then land in token. Okay. No chupacabra. Pack number 3. Let's see how this goes. And bear in mind I have a water hazard. In a prior video, I flubbed cards all over the place as it was beginning to rain. But I chose this location not because of the water hazard, but for the background. Okay, commons. Okay, we have Pitiless Plunderer. Whenever another creature you control dies, create a treasure artifact. Okay, that's decent. Two with Enrage. Whenever it is dealt damage, it deals 5 damage to target creature an opponent controls. That's potentially useful in the right deck. Forerunner of the Coalition. I don't know if it was in this 5 or the last 5 that I pulled one of these. So it's the second time I got one of these, but no chupacabra. Radiant Destiny. I do know that, like a lot of... I should have researched the potential value of some of these cards. I know I have one of these already in my collection. Enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of chosen type get +1/+1 as long as you have the city's blessing. They also have vigilance. Okay, so if I'm going to make a dinosaur or a merfolk deck or anything that is related to creature type, good card. And if it's non-commander and just a regular standard deck, I know I have another one of these in my collection somewhere. I'm fairly certain. Okay, and we have land in token. Okay, pack number 4. Again, no chupacabra, no mythic. I don't know if I'm disappointed by this box or not. Okay, let's cycle past all of these. Forerunner of the Heralds. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a merfolk card, reveal it, then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. Whenever another merfolk enters the battlefield, enter under your control, put a +1/+1. Okay, so clearly this is like if you're doing standard a merfolk deck. The color scheme emerging to me here is maybe blue-green. If I were to either set specific or just try and incorporate merfolk from other sets. But that is food to think about. Thrashing Brontodon. Sack it. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. 3/4. Okay. Raging Regisaur. When it attacks, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Okay. Potentially useful, but expensive. But it's a 4/4. What? Okay. There's the rare. Thought I got gypped there for a moment. And to anybody who says, oh, why are you opening Magic in China? It could be counterfeit. No, I got these from licensed stores. Okay. When Path of Metal enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each creature that doesn't have First Strike, Double Strike, Vigilance, or Haste whenever you attack with at least 2 creatures that have First Strike or Double Strike. Transform. Oh, so this is a flippy card that becomes a legendary land. I need to look up the value of these flip rares. This set's been around for a while, and actually, to the people probably already screaming at me about standard, this is not any standard. It fell out of that rotation, so maybe Pioneer or Modern is the formats I should be talking about with these cards now. Okay, my last pack. No Chupacabra, no Mythic so far. Frankly, I did like that last card. Okay, this box was okay. Not great, not wonderful, just okay. Okay. Sky Marcher Aspirant has flying as long as you have the city's blessing. Okay, that's a pile of crap. Now, I'm not big on city blessing. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't think I ever actually... I may have bought a booster box of this before. Okay, target creature you control explores. You may play an additional land this turn. Okay, so obviously maybe a ramp. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hands. If you have the city blessing, you may put that permanent on top of its owner's library instead. Okay? And it's official. There were no mythics in this fat pack. And no uncommon chupacabras. So I'll notch that down to meh. Well, still okay. I think I got three decent... Well, let me read the card and figure out what this is. When Crafty Cut Purse enters the battlefield, each token that would be created under an opponent's control this turn is created under your control instead. Yeah. Alright, so no mythics. In the last 5 in the other video, I did pull a foil rare, and I did pull about... and then a non-foil copy of it. But all in all, yeah, I gotta say this box was a little bit underwhelming. But who knows? I didn't look through the commons. Maybe I've been always thinking about putting together a Pauper deck and have never gotten around to it. Partly because the tiny Magic community in Changzhou hasn't really played Pauper yet. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I actually have to go home, prepare to go teach a class. If you're a wanderer like me, until next time, safe travels.